Psychic Pizza Deliverers Go to the Ghost Town is as charming as it is confounding. Never have I had a game leave such contrasting tastes in my mouth, yet entice me to take another bite. Beyond the cute art, which reminds me of a certain psychic-themed video game I love, Psychonauts! This is essentially a deduction maze race game for 3 to 5 players, one of which being a game master. That game master concocts a one-of-a-kind map for which to toss their little deliverers into. The board they create is littered with obstacles like toppings. The other players are handed an empty map, the town being thematically enveloped in darkness by the tricksy ghosts. They'll spend turns navigating the labyrinth and attempting to deliver a pizza. For some, this may be a delightfully charming puzzle for which they get to sink their teeth into. For others, however, a true test of patience as they spend the better part of a half hour running into walls, ghosts, and yes, more walls. In a game where one person runs the map while the others play, it might be the game master who has the most fun. Whether it be watching their little deliverers run into their traps that they've set for them, or adding in flavor and role-playing when you run into a ghost, or fight, or step on a teleporter. All of those things and that flavor adds a lot to the game that would be sorely missed otherwise. Of all my plays of Psychic Pizza Deliverers Go to the Ghost Town, one thing has been constant, and that's the game master failing to hold in their laughter behind the screen as the players and deliverers run into the traps they've concocted. While the old ghostly trickery can be amusing, there may be a point where the veil begins to slip and the true repetition and frustration begins to set in. On a player's turn, they're doing one of 3 things. You can move in a cardinal direction, you can fight in a cardinal direction, or you can use a psychic power card. The majority of the time, you're going to want to move around the map and discover as much as possible. But if you stumble into a ghost on your turn, you may spend the following turn punching that ghost, sending it away, and being rewarded with a psychic power card. These powers are special abilities that allow you to break the game and do something other than the standard move and hit. For example, you may use one to move multiple spots across the map. You may move one to step through a ghost without fighting, or even get a psychic read on where your pizza might be. The psychic powers are, in my opinion, absolutely necessary to combat a frustrating start in which one player gets a massive lead on the other. See, the game intends to be a sort of deduction game, with you listening to your opponent's cues and trying to reveal the map on everyone's turn, not just your own. But in my experience, the game can almost be over before you get a good sense of how the map is laid out. You see, in one game, a player spent his first 5 or 6 turns just moving west, running into a wall, a ghost, and then another wall, only to realize he was in the southwest corner of the map, stranded. In the same number of turns, however, another player took a few steps, found a pizza, another couple steps, landed on a teleporter which almost put them directly on top of the house they needed to deliver to. And to clarify, this was a recommended setup that the game gives you, not a purposefully unbalanced maze by the game master. Was this a fluke? Certainly possible. Did the player in the southwest corner have any chance of coming back? No. Did they at least have fun? No. In any case, so much of the joy in Psychic Pizza Deliverers comes from the game master. They have the all-important job of creating a map, one that's fun but not too simple, challenging but not too frustrating. And even still, they have all the role-playing responsibilities of making the game fun and fresh, using the flair and panache to excite players. This is such a unique experience, a real joy to introduce to others and allow them to romp the labyrinth unfolding in front of them. But once they've played with their food and had their fill, it might be a while before they come back for seconds. It's more of a sideshow rather than a main event. A distinctly unique game and an interesting game, but not one that I feel all that compelled to play repeatedly, at least not with the same people. Through thick and thin, through pan and stuffed, Psychic Pizza Deliverers Go to the Ghost Town provides a playground for which stories are written and memories are made, not all of which are pleasant, but all of which worth experiencing. Psychic Pizza Deliverers Go to the Ghost Town gets 3 jalapeno pizzas out of 5.